Welcome to another Monday meditation. Today, Rupert Gregory is our meditation teacher. But first, let's check in with Lula. Hey,
Good,
how are you doing today?
good morning, Steve. How are you doing?
Doing very well.
I'm so excited that we're back to our Mindfulness Monday, our second week, and we have another guest who's going to teach us different techniques of how to take care of ourselves, our breathing, our mind. So I'm super excited. So join us, share, tag your friends. I think this is a great way to get our Monday morning started.
Absolutely. Let's bring our guest on now.
Yes, please.
All right. Good morning.
Good
Morning.
morning, Bird. How are you?
Wonderful. How are you guys doing?
We're doing wonderful.
Very well.
Thank you so much for joining us today to our second week of Mindfulness Monday or Meditation Monday. We're so grateful for you to come and just get our day started. We have people joining us. So, good morning, everyone. I'm Lula. We have Steve, and we have our guest today, Rupert. We're super excited for. So, we're going to chit chat for a little bit as people are joining us. And then once we reach maybe the next 5 minutes, we get started, if that's okay with you.
Yep.
So tell us about yourself, what got you into this field, which is much needed. I know I need it, not just right now, but I noticed the past couple of years just being more my breathing technique whenever I'm panicking or whenever I'm just feeling anxious. But tell us more about yourself and your just history behind just meditation and breathing and what got you here.
So I'm in my 12th year as a high school teacher in
Mhm.
the creative fields. So I teach at the Haverford School right now, and this is my last year. And I think being a teacher is I love to share things that help me through good times, bad times, and all the times, really. And in the past year, I've really delved inside of myself to learn the power of how to take care of myself mentally, first off,
Mhm.
and then emotionally, and then physically, and all the other things kind of play out. And I think through breathing is something that I've always taken for granted in the sense that it's an automatic system. We don't even have to regulate it. It will regulate itself.
Right.
But you can actually jump in between those two processes mindfully, which is why mindfulness is such an important thing right now,
Mhm.
to actually control how you regulate your own body. So I just was curious. And as a teacher, I started doing it, and I started doing cold therapy as well.
Wow.
And at first, people laugh and say, I can't do these things. I don't have time for this. You're crazy. I'm so busy. I'm so anxious. And my
Mhm.
response is, that's why you need to do it.
Right.
So I kept doing my own practice and building it and seeking mentorship and worked up through many different teachers and mentors and have created my own tribe, as we call it.
Mhm.
And at this point, I have about 30 friends in Philly that love doing it with me. So I stream live on Instagram, and it's more on a, if you want it, we do it, because it helps me stay in my practice as well. So about a year I've been doing it, and it's just, I think once you're a teacher and you find something out that really works, you want to share it with everybody.
Right.
So that's really where my journey, I think, is continuing to crescendo.
So I'm just curious, what differences have you seen within your life ever since that you start practicing,
Oof.
or implementing, I would say, especially, we live such a busy life and we're always on the go. And like you said earlier, it feels like we never have enough time to really just kind of stop and just
Right.
even breathe or be in tune with our own body. But I'm just curious, like the differences that you have seen within yourself.
Well, we talked a little bit earlier about something that's important to me. Most people have enough time to go to Wawa to get coffee. Most people have enough time to put the caffeine because they have to do it, or they're cranky, or they're not. Don't talk to me before my coffee. Don't talk to me before my morning breath is what I want people to start saying. Because if you need to jumpstart your system and you just want to sit there and put in fuel, high octane fuel, like totally rich fuel, you're actually doing something to your body where it's like starting a machine and going 100 miles an hour.
Right.
So by breathing, you can actually introduce this. And then what I find is my dependency on the addictions that I have of caffeine mainly has suppressed so much, and I can actually control the system a little bit better. So for me, it's really about, like, it's not about the time. You do have time to do anything you want.
Right.
You choose what it is you want to do. And society often chooses that for us. And I won't lie. I mean, we all fall into certain things. But to me,
Right.
it's like mentally, you need to feel good about yourself
Right.
first.
Right.
Because for me, then it's like, well, I also want to physically look good. But
Right.
then you have all these other things that come out that you need to find that comfort. And I think when breathing and doing mindfulness can actually unlock that, and you personally believe in it, Game over. You did it. So for me, it's just find one time a day to do it at first and do that for a week. Like if I had a gym and you came to my gym, I wouldn't say, let's get an hour and a half workout. I'd say, go walk around the gym, come back, give me $5, go home. Come back and do it again tomorrow.
Right.
People think that's crazy.
Right.
You need to build the habit slowly and steady. Just like Brandon said, you know, last week he talks about, you know, you want to find a place that you can make your own for a little bit of time. And I love that, but most of us can't do that. So I want you to just, when you're anxious, you might not do it, but just think about it. Even if you think about breathing differently once a day to start, that's it.
Well, here's our once a day. So let's, shall we get started?
Yes.
Cool.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
We'll take ourselves off screen and we'll lead us on.
So good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to do this. And we'll jump right into kind of the practice as you're getting to know me a little bit. Contact me with any questions. The first disclaimer I give is if you ever feel lightheaded or tingly, which sometimes these breathing techniques you'll find can cause, feel free just to breathe in the way that you want to breathe. Just, you can always stop. And we're not going to do anything high intense. My goal is to give you 3 basic habits, ways to control your system. And last week, if you joined, Brandon talked about stimulating the vagus nerve, and that's a very big push in the breathing. The vagus nerve connects the brain all the way down to your abdomen, and it's kind of like the nerve that kind of grabs everything along the way, and it's a really intense thing. And more research, just search it; it's really great. And as Brandon talked about, we also want to learn how to down-regulate our system. When you're in a sympathetic state, you are fight or flight. And fight or flight is sometimes very important. When an extreme thing is happening and you have 0.03 seconds to react, your body goes into the adrenaline shock and it releases that and you react. And that's often why you forget what happens, because you're so focused on the now. But what we want to do today is take that sympathetic state and change it to parasympathetic state, which is down regulating. The heart rate goes down, your breathing slows. You sigh a little bit and you take it easy. Okay. So how do we trigger that parasympathetic state? How are you breathing right now? First off, in the mindfulness, we just want to pay attention to how we're breathing. Right now, you might be breathing through the mouth. You might be breathing through the nose, but I challenge you, as I give you about another minute of intro, in and out the nose calmly. Most of you will see your chest go up. But what I'd like you to do is take your other hand on your abdomen, if you can, in a seated area. Breathe through the abdomen. Nice and easy. And what that's doing is stimulating the vagus nerve, and it's actually helping to calm the body by breathing with the abdomen, with the receptors that are down there. So most of us do breathe from our lungs. That's normal. And when you're not paying attention, if you take one thing from today, I would like you to focus on and remember to breathe from the diaphragm. So, all right, we're doing 3 steps, 3 different things. I'll go through them quickly. What they are: we have gears in breathing, how intense you go, all the way from what you're doing right now with calm, easy in and out breaths through the nose, all the way up to basically hyperventilating. Think that you are running right now as fast as you can, and you're in and out very quickly. And what that does is really spark the system. And that's where you'll find some things. So those are our gears from 1 to 5 is what we're going to investigate. Box breathing, which is where you'll hold and do a couple breathes where you hold and breathe in and out for 4 seconds at each step. That is what the military has been training. Some of the high combat, that when you're intense and you need to calm down, it's something that works really well. And the last one we do to kind of calm us back down and go into our day, it's called extended exhales. And that's a pretty simple one. Basically, you breathe in for 4 and you breathe out for 4 and then build it to 8, breathe out for 12 and then to 16. So that's the overview. Stay calm, enjoy it. If at any time you don't think you can handle it or you want to close your eyes, this is your journey. You can think about anything you want. Mindfulness was a very tough thing for me to get into because my teacher said, okay, clear the mind. If you think about it, deal with it and let it go. a lot of times for me, I have a hard time letting things go. When I'm focused on something, much like the sympathetic state, I get pretty targeted and everything else kind of disintegrates into the background. So for me, think whatever you want, deal with whatever you want. If you focus on the breathing, it does help a lot. And that's what I'd really like you to focus on today. So you can follow me visually. I usually do hand gestures. I'll also talk you through it, but we're going to start now that you're in and out the nose. We're going to breathe together. So in the first one, about this pace, we're going to breathe in calmly at and out. And in and out. Breathing into the abdomen. And in and out. 2 more, in and out. Last one in the first gear, in and out. Now we're going to pull a little bit more intense on our inhale to our belly and calmly out. Pulling through the nose and out. In, out. In, out. One more. In and out. Now we're pulling both ways. In the nose, forcefully out. The nose. In and out the nose. Good. Kind of think of the ocean. In, the wave comes in and crashes out. The wave comes in, crashes out. One more. In, crashes out. In the nose, out the mouth. In the nose. I like to blow it in a wind tunnel so I can hear it. In and out. Gear 4. One more. Last one, in the mouth. Out the mouth. You may feel tingles. That's all normal. Out. In the mouth. Out the mouth. You might feel lightheaded. In the mouth. We're gearing up. A little warm up. One more. In. Out slowly. This is your bottom. Keep going out and stopping at about 30% and hold. We're going to hold for about 15 to 20 seconds on our exhale. We're sitting here. You just charged your body. This is my morning practice, just like driving a car up through the gears. Balanced, comfortable. Your brain says, breathe. What are you doing? I need to breathe. But your body, if you listen to it, might feel tingles in your fingers or your hands. You might feel a change in your temperature, and that's all very okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Into the nose, in the nose. And hold for 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And out. Now go back to gear 1, just in and out at your nose, just in the abdomen, thinking about the waves, thinking about being at the ocean. The next thing we're going to learn is box breathing, as I quickly explain it. Again, this is a military practice. A lot of my friends that have served are very aware of this and understand how it works. But we're going to inhale for 4 seconds. We're going to hold for 4 seconds. We're going to exhale for 4 seconds. And we're going to hold for 4 seconds. We're only going to do 5 rounds. I will say this is one of my favorites when I'm anxious. I do this with my students if they're so overwhelmed or get behind on something. Takes a minute and a half to do this, and you're down regulating. Even now, you should feel some calm. Maybe you're sweating, maybe you're warm, maybe you're cold, maybe you need a blanket. Your body reacts in different ways, just like it does in different situations all the time, every day. So let's begin with all through the nose, in and out. So we're going to go in for 4, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and inhale. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and inhale. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Last one. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. And now back to breathing through your nose between these things. So that's number 2, box breathing. That you can do when you're anxious. That's a really great one that if you are feeling kind of worked up, that's a real easy one in your mind. Just count in, hold. You're slowing your heart rate down. You're calming the whole system, and you're letting the body know that you are taking over the breathing instead of your reactionary breathing, which is really important. So that's a great one. One of my favorite ones. And this is a quick and easy one just to give you some tools in your toolbox, as we like to say in my world. Sometimes you need to use a hammer. Sometimes you need to use a drill. Sometimes you need to use a vacuum cleaner. Whatever you're using, different things work in different times. And you're the only one, right? You're the conscious captain of your chemistry. You are the one that needs to understand how you feel. So this last one, I do this before bed. This is one that really calms me down. If you have trouble sleeping, if you wake up in the middle of the night and you're anxious and we all had those times almost like you just drank caffeine in the middle of the night and you're waking up at 3 o'clock or 2:03 or any time. And you're like, if it's not just to go to the bathroom, sometimes it's really hard to fall asleep. You can give yourself 10 minutes, can't get up and walk around and come back. I challenge you to just let your mind do what it does, but go back to the breathing instead of saying, I'm not going to think about anything and fall asleep. Never works for me. I'm actually going to do something that is known to help calm my system down. So this is extended exhales. We're going to go in for 4, and then we're going to go out for 4. Much like the box, but we closed it, and now it's in and out. And then by the end, we're going to be exhaling for as long as you can. Then we'll come back together and have a nice little chat. Again, all through the nose for the inhales. And now for the exhales, we're going to go through our mouth. In the nose and out the mouth, which I like to do really tight because I can control it. Other than that, it's a sigh, which is quick. It's like, so in transition to the end, extended exhales, let's do one breath together in the nose, and we're going to sigh it out. And the cool thing is, depending where you are, most times in a big group live session, people are like, oh, I don't want people to hear me or see me. I'm the only one that you can see, and I'm the one that does the weirdest noises so that everybody else can be comfortable. So we're going to do a big inhale and then an exhale with a sigh. So here we go. In. Let it out. One more. In. Out. Okay, let's inhale through the nose for 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale. 3, 2, 1, and inhale. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 3, 2, 1, and inhale. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 3, 2, 1, and inhale. 2, 3, and exhale. 3, 2, 1, and inhale. 1, moving to 8, 2, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 4, and exhale for 8, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 8. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Now moving to 12. Inhale. Exhale. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 4, and exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more in. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last one in. Hold through the tight mouth. I want you to extend as long as possible, as long as you can. And exhale. Barely breathing, barely exhaling, slowly letting it all out. This is where I like to close my eyes and revisit. Relaxing the body. Still exhaling if you can. And then back to gear 1 in the nose. And the diaphragm. And out. In the nose. And out. And continue that for a couple of breaths. Take this time to thank you for joining me and allowing me to guide you and show you a little bit of the things that work for me and work for a lot of my friends and a lot of people that I teach and coach and my students. This is a way to take ownership of your anxiety. We like to share a lot in spaces like, oh man, I'm super anxious, or I'm depressed, or I'm stressed. And in reality, I think often we're just reacting instantly to what we're seeing, fight or flight style. And often we stress so much over things that if we just would go and do, or for me, cold water, the hardest thing I do every day is get in ice baths. And trust me, it's difficult. But the rest of the day kind of numbs down a little bit. The worst thing that happens today is already over. Or I can already know it's going to be that. So everything else isn't quite as bad. Breathing with animals, with friends, with kids, with grandparents, especially in this time where there's a pandemic, it's attacking our immune system. This is something to take control of your immune system. You might have felt some tingles during the gear breathing. You might have felt a rebalancing of your system. But whatever you felt is okay, and whatever you didn't feel is okay. So practice this. I can send out a picture very easily of my notes of exactly what we did today, but it changes for anybody. And I just wanted to say thank you. Breathe through your nose. Use your diaphragm.
Thank you so much, Rupert. That was very helpful. And I hope everyone that's currently watching, if you came through midway, this is recorded so you could rewatch it any time of the week to get your day started. I know it's helpful for me. Thank you for the tips that you shared. Where can people find you if they want to learn more about your sessions?
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, perfect.
Instagram's the best way to find me, and DM me. That's where I do most of my live breeze that I'll do occasionally. As people want a lot of times say, hey, an evening one would be good, or a morning session. And I am a full-time teacher, and I do some other businesses as well. So this just plug in as needed. But I'm happy to help people along their journey, and it's a fun thing to really get into. Emails work great. I'm old school. I don't have a website for this. I rely on my partner for that, Sam Whiting, who is a really great guy. But also another resource to look at is Wim Hof. He does a lot of things and has some really good apps. His whole family. He's a pretty intense guy, but he does a lot of the breathing practices as well that really kind of helps you wake up and go to sleep. And I think that's kind of something we should focus on in this time when we all are a little bit anxious. We are uncertain, because a lot of times uncertainty for us is really scary.
Right.
Sure.
And we don't face it too often. We try to build these really habitual, comfortable lives. But I challenge you to embrace the uncertainty. And when it is too crazy, understand that breathing can really get you through.
Thank you so much. I know I'm going to implement, especially the waking up in the middle of the night, the breathing exercise you showed us was really helpful. Again, if you just joined us, no worries. You can rewatch this video all over again. You have it forever. It'll also be on our YouTube page.
And the YouTube channel is the best place to find it because it's easier to find things. We're going to create now that we have 2 Monday meditation sessions, we're going to create a playlist for those so you can easily find those, and you can put them into your own meditation playlist. Yeah. I have my own playlist that has Brandon's from last week. It's going to have this one as well as lots of other ones I've found over the years. So it's a really good opportunity to really put this, find the Monday meditations that we do that work best for you and put them in your own meditation playlist with other ones you find on your own out there.
Yep. And we would like to thank our guests for leading us and getting our Monday started in such peaceful way. We're grateful for you. We'll be back next Monday, but you could watch Rupert's and also Brandon's from the following week to get you through the rest of the week until we come back and see you next Monday. So thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks so much. Have a wonderful Monday.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.